All right, we're live.
The KRSB Network, the sound of HBCU athletics. Anytime. Any Play Mobile Media radio broadcast.
Good evening and welcome to the Scope here in Norfolk, Virginia. Orlando Hughes along with Kia Bird, Davey Smith and Terrell Decree. MEAC 2022 semifinals. Tonight's matchup is the Morgan State Bears, ranked number 4 in the MEAC tournament, and the number 1 seed, the Spartans of Norfolk State. As you can hear the national anthem being played, is it the year of the Spartans, rolling through the MEAC conference, winning over 80% of their games? There were 2 losses, however, KB. And the biggest loss was to the Bears of Morgan State. Was that a hiccup, or will the Spartans' march be upended by the Bears of Baltimore tonight? Morgan State has had an up and down season, but they find themselves tonight in the semifinals matchup against the Spartans, and these guys know that they can beat Norfolk State. It's round 3, the stakes are high. Will it be a storybook ending for Norfolk State? Or do the Bears show that they're the baddest animal in the MEAC land? We'll find out next right here on the KRSB Network. KB.
Well, you said it correctly. These 2 teams are no strangers to one another. I mean, tonight we can expect an intense and physical hard-fought battle. Also, the key to the game tonight will be who can control the pace. Look for these Bears to try to slow down these speedy Spartan guards. And also, let's look for rim protection. It'll be a battle between NSU's Bankston and Morgan State's Ware.
Yes, it's going to be a contest of styles. As you talked about, Morgan State loves to play a patient game. They rotate the rock around the court. They take about 3 to 4 passes at the 4th shot. Norfolk State is running gun up and down the court. They want to get it up in the air, and they want to make things happen. For the Player of the Year, Joe Bryant. Coach of the Year there is Robert Jones from Norfolk State. They are expecting something big. We're going to tune in right now, get you starting lineups right here in a second. Actually, we'll step away from a break momentarily. We'll come back in 30 seconds. You're listening to the KRSB Network.
Reflection Design is an online retailer that specializes in unique African art, home decor, and accessories. We work directly with artisans in Kenya, Ghana, and Uganda to bring you handmade heirloom quality wall art, baskets, tableware, pillows, and more. African art can change the mood and brighten up a room. It can also tell a story, and it reflects who you are. Check out our collection at www.reflectiondesign.com. That's reflection with a K, reflectiondesign.com.
Everyone loves representing their HBCU. Let us show you how Fly Foods can help you feel like a game. For the best selection in HBCU apparel, visit flyfoodapparel.com. Live Fly.
Relentless 9 clothing brand. Born in Hampton Roads, carved out of an HBCU. It's not just a clothing brand, it's a movement. Visit us at www.relentless9.com.
You are listening to MEAC Basketball on the KRSB Network.
And welcome back here to the Scope, Norfolk, Virginia 2022 MEAC semifinal action, KB. We are here. It is a pleasure for the KRSB Network. Davey Smith along with us. You'll hear from him in just a few minutes. It's the Spartans. It's the Bears of Morgan State. And these two teams met twice this season, KB. And it's a contrast that they themselves have. Welcome back. My apologies here. 2022 MEAC semifinals action here. Atlanta Hughes, Kia Bird, Davey Smith, 12-3. The Spartans versus the Bears. Third matchup. This one here is for all the states in the land. 2 games this year, KB. First game, nationally televised game on Thursday, on Monday night. The Spartans is all over the top of the Bears, leading them by 20 points. That last matchup, that was not a good game if you're a Norfolk State Spartan. If you're a Morgan State Bear, you had to enjoy it.
Well, I mean, these two teams beat each other on their home floor. Tonight, it's a mutual floor, so that'll play a factor in the contest. And also, you know, the Bears are a team that have nothing to lose. The Spartans are the ones that are hunted. So, again, it's going to be about pace. It's going to be about rim protection. It's going to be about who wants it more.
I don't know if you're going to have the Revenant tonight or you have the Spartans. You know, I am Sparta, but yeah. I'm expecting a good game. You talk about Spartans and Bears mini game. Prior to that, Norfolk State University's women's team won 53-51 in a last-second play with the Lady Spartans, or I guess, yeah, the Lady Spartans now. I'm calling Spartans, that's showing my age. They shot a basket with 5 seconds to go, 3-pointer from the top of the circle. It rimmed off. Rebound came to the young lady on the baseline, turned around, hit an 8-foot jump shot just as the lights were illuminating. Norfolk State goes on to the championship to play the #1 seed, Howard University, and the Lady Bison tomorrow. You can cover that game yourself to round 3.
I'm excited about that one.
Excellent opportunity there. So let's get ready to start lineups here as Norfolk State will come out with Joe Bryant, Langston, Dana Tate, Jenkins, and they are not starting Christian Ing. Morgan State's coming out with Norfolk State. Morgan State's coming out of this game with Harry Hickson, Bumbry, the man that you've been talking about. Where? And you're going to pay attention to this. Here's a tip controlled by Morgan State, moving left, right to the left, Morgan down. Morgan has it on the right side. Norfolk State opens up a half-court man-to-man. Here's Seventhwood, top of the key, being guarded by Henson. Morgan rotating around the rim. With the ball now, here's Woods. Woods bumps fakes, and we're going to have a foul on Norfolk State. Actually, a traveling call on Morgan State, so Norfolk State will have the ball for their first possession.
Well, right away, you see the patience of Morgan State. That was 4 passes before that traveling call.
Hard to inbound the ball. Joe Bryant brings it up for them. Norfolk State coming up the court with the rock for Norfolk State. This is Bankston, right side, above the 3-point perimeter. Electric traffic, Morgan State half-court man-to-man. Here's the backdoor line for Bankston, catches it good with and the Morgan State Bear is down on the floor as Bankston skied over him. And I almost think that's Seth Woods that's injured, and that's the money man for Morgan State.
Beautiful dunk by Bankston, but you hate to see a player go down like that.
Actually, that's the varnish on the floor. He's going to be replaced by Isaiah, who comes to the contest.
I'm not sure if he's favoring his knee or his ankle at this point, but he was able to kind of bear crawl off the floor.
Sparks open up with the bang. Both teams are congregating under the Norfolk State baskets. But that was a major play.
That was the first punch. First punch of this battle.
First punch of this battle. You were absolutely right, KB. It's just waiting, getting everything situated. And we're here as Morgan brings it up. Low 2-1-2 pressure by Norfolk State. There's a shot from the top of the key. Seven scores. That's a three-pointer. I thought it was, but the officials say 2-2's on score. Here's Joe Bryan turns the ball over, nearly recovered by Norfolk State. Driving, here's Hawkins. Hawkins goes up, has a shot block. He's ball down to Dana Tate. Dana Tate on the left side, gives it to Bryan. Bryan will reset the offense. Bryan pulls it up. Bryan goes in the lane, shot block. He's ball pulled down by Morgan State. We got a foul on the play. It's Burke for Morgan State, Miller, Woods, Vinny, and Moore. Hawkins, Bryant, Jenkins, and Tate.
Major pressure being placed on the ball, especially when it's in Joe Bryant's hand. They know that Norfolk State likes to run their offense through him.
Miller letting down the ball, 3/4 of the way. Morgan moving right to left on your down. 18:33, men's semifinals, number 1 versus the number 2 seed. Here's Morgan. They're working it around top of the key. This is Woods with the rock. Kicks it back up top. Norfolk State now on a half-court 2-1-2. Actually, it's a 2-3 matchup zone. Here's Sevens Woods. Jump shot from the corner. No good. He's back. This ball pulled down by Joe Bryant for the start. Joe Bryant comes across half-court. Simple hand off to Jenkins. Jenkins now resets to Hawkins. Morgan half-court. Man-to-man. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Stars in their white uniforms. Morgan in their blue uniforms. 7 Woods giving Hawkins problems. Woods, when Hawkins goes by and has a shot blocked on the glass by Benning. Out on the break is Miller from Morgan. Benning has it, thought about the three-pointer, kicks it over 7 Woods, got away with some steps. Benning catches it, and they're going to call him for traveling. So 2 turnovers for Morgan State to open up here in the early part of the first half.
That block by Morgan was more of a pin to the backboard.
Benning with a 2-handed block. Pressure being applied by Morgan. Norfolk State, no problem as Jenkins brings it up. Jenkins on the left side, jumps around the screen by Bankston. Now to reset it up top to Joe Bryant. Joe Bryant trying to direct traffic, 17 seconds on shot clock. There's Jenkins, drops to Dana Tate left post. Jenkins turns, spins, soft floater, and the lane is up and good. Sparks have a 4-2 advantage, 17-16.
Dana Tate overall is going to be a tough matchup for any player tonight.
Burke brings it up from Morgan State on the right side. Now he brings it over to Moore on the near side. We're directing traffic, flips it off to Miller. There's Burke, skips it out. Here's Seth Wood, he sends to the 20 steps. And now you're from 95 up north, like we are, Baltimore. But don't walk home, young man.
Well, that was Norfolk State making them rush.
4-2's our score, 16:58 here in the first half. Live from the scope in Norfolk, Virginia, Landon Hughes, Kia Bird, Terrell Dupree, and David Smith. Joe Bryant has it for Norfolk State. Bankston comes with the high screen. Bryant moving around. Out kicks it, Dana Tate on the left side. Tate working on Burke. Tate shot in the lane, no good. Gets a ball and goes it in.
And Dana Tate, it's a mismatch on him. He's giving up 5 inches right now.
Dana Tate for 4 points. Spartans have 6. Here's a turnover by Morgan. Outlet for Hawkins. Hawkins goes up. Shot off the pass and it's blocked. Looks like a goaltender for both balls. Morgan out on the plate. Here's Benning on the right side. Got cut off by Jenkins from Norfolk State. Burke skip pass near side. 3-pointer up from the corner is good.
Getting exactly what they want.
6-5. Burke put the 3-pointer. 1-point contest, 16 minutes. Hawkins walks it up for the Spartans. Morgan half-court man-to-man. Skips to the far side to Dana Tate on the perimeter. Comes up top to Bankston. Bankston looking for someone to pass it to. He finds a cutting Hawkins. Hawkins goes up the lane. Shot was blocked by Miller. That's the 3rd block by Morgan State.
Block party tonight.
First half, excuse me. Here's Birch, who goes up. Norfolk State gets a little block. Battle for the loose ball underneath the basket, and it's picked up by Hawkins. Hawkins lays it over to Bryant. Bryant ahead to Bankston. Bankston in the lane, and he gets it home for the second goal of the game.
I love the bounciness of Chris Bankston.
Bankston has 4 points. Dana Tate has the other 4. Sparks lead 8-5. Both coaches at center court directing their teams. Top of key for Morgan. This is 7 points. Drops it off to Benning. Benning ships it over more on the far side. Sparks half court, man to man. This Benning to 7 points. This 3-pointer from the left side, short. This ball comes down to Bryant. Bryant looking to run. Morgan's back in defense. He turns around, spinning into the lane, and Benny just smacks that one down. Like, what are you doing?
Not tonight. Not tonight.
8-4 is our score. 8-5 is our score. We're going to step away from this action. You can listen to the 2022 MEAC semifinals. We'll be back after this.
Reflection Design is an online retailer that specializes in unique African art, home decor, and accessories. We work directly with artisans in Kenya, Ghana, and Uganda to bring you handmade heirloom quality wall art, baskets, tableware, pillows, and more. African art can change the mood and brighten up a room. It can also tell a story, and it reflects who you are. Check out our collection at www.reflectiondesign.com. That's reflection with a K, reflectiondesign.com.
Relentless 9 clothing brand. Born in Hampton Roads, carved out of an HBCU. It's not just a clothing brand, it's a movement. Visit us at www.relentless9.com.
The KRSB Network, the sound of HBCU athletics. Any Play Mobile Media Radio broadcast.
And welcome back to the show here.
Be sure to join the
KRSB. Well, later, Kia Bird, Terrell the Cream. As you just heard, Terrell trying to sneak in. He's on spot play. 8-5 our score. Sparks on top of the Bears, number 1 versus the number 4 seed, Norfolk State. 4 of 11 here in the opening minutes of the contest. Morgan 2 of 6, 1 of 2 from downtown. But it's one stat that I see. Morgan State has 4 turnovers, KB. 4 turnovers.
4 turnovers is a lot to be this early in the game, but at the same time, I'm impressed with their defense. How many blocks have they had this far?
Well, you're looking at blocks for Morgan. 4 blocks by Morgan.
Right, they're making nothing easy for the Spartans.
Close contest, 8-5 our score. Both teams coming back onto the court after the television timeout. We're vantage point for us, KB, because I broadcasted a game here several years ago. We are in the hockey press box, way above the action. So, folks, if you don't hear me call out a player, that's because I can't see and call a player from the top of his head. Spartans have it after the timeout. Backdoor pass to Bankston, and Bankston bans that with a throw on the top of the Vanish. 6 points for Bankston. Spartans on top now, 10-5, 14-48. Morgan comes back, moving right to left. This is Burke, got cut off.
Looked like he stepped out of bounds.
Anderson back in the contest for Morgan. So that's a good sign. He was hurt in opening play, actually. They skip it over. 3-pointer from downtown by Moore. No good. Loose ball pulled down by Bryant. His long outlet to Hawkins. Hawkins stops, pops left side. No good. This ball pulled down by Morgan.
Coach Jones probably wasn't that happy with that shot selection. It looked a little rushed.
Devonish skips it over to the man that you talked about, and that's Ware. This ball by the Spartans. They tried to stick it out to Dana Tate. It was snatched away by Mr. Ware, and there'll be a lot of references about Mr. Ware because we called him the
Marcus Smart of Morgan State.
The Marcus Smart. They say he's 200 pounds. If he's 200 pounds, I'm not going.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
2-3-pointer by Grandison. No good for Morgan. They're down by 5. 13-26. Here's Mr. Bryant for Norfolk State. Morgan half-court man-to-man. Bryant with a dribble hand off to Jenkins. Up top now to Tate. Dana Tate, right-hand dribble. Drives in the lane. Shot no good. And it's jammed home. Once again by Bankston. Chris has 8 points out of the 12 for the Spartans.
He is the bully on the playground tonight.
12-5 to our score, 13 minutes. Spartans have come to play tonight. Morgan has the rock as they move things around. Spartans half court, man to man. Here's Ware with the rock on the left side for Morgan. It's pass to the Bonnie. Now back to Ware. Spartans fall in the 2-3 zone, and they're going to get this to Ware for a charge, as that was taken by, I believe that was Joe Bryant, and it was Bryant. Second into the contest for Morgan State is number 11 as he comes into the game, and that's Miller. Also, we got some more substitutions. We'll set the lineup in just a moment.
It looks like Christian Ings stepped in for Joe Bryant.
Ings unusually not starting tonight for Norfolk State. So the Spartans have Ings, Hawkins, Jenkins, Tate, and Bankson, who's highest fish grease in this contest.
He sure is.
This is Ings bringing it up, being pressured by Devon at the top of the circle. 12-5 to our score. Far side with the ball for Norfolk State is Jenkins. Jenkins back to Tate. Tate try. I want to say a baseball pass. That was more like a football pass.
Yeah, it was.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe football. It's a football pass. Sorry, on the Spartans. Where corner, he drops it off to Devine. His shot no good. Loose ball pulled down by Dana Tate. Dana Tate gets the Ings. 12-5 to our score. 12-10. That goes another. Here's Hawkins. Here's that team. Actually, man to man. Tate using his size, puts his man in the lane. Shot's no good, but that's a move. As you said, he has a height advantage.
Right. It's a definite mismatch. Every time they get it into him, it's mouse in the house. He's going to try to back him in.
Norfolk State's playing action. Another media timeout here. Spartans are on top. 12-5, 12-23 in the first half. We'll be back after this break. You are listening to the MEAC tournament action here on the KRSB Network. Hampton Roads, carved out of an HBCU. It's not just a clothing brand, it's a movement. Visit us at www.relentless9.com.
The KRSB Network, the sound of HBCU athletics. Anytime.
Reflection Design is an online retailer that specializes in unique African art, home decor, and accessories. We work directly with artisans in Kenya, Ghana, and Uganda to bring you handmade heirloom quality wall art, baskets, tableware, pillows, and more.
MEAC tournament, Orlando Hughes, Peter Bird, Davey Smith, Terrell Dupree, having a little bit of a technical issue finding the spot as get a young person in the house. Actually, Davey's a young person in the house, you know, and to the contest. Who's that player, Davey?
You said what? Say it again, Orlando.
I need to know who's that player. Who's the bad player right now? Get a young person in the house.
I'm trying to wrap my head around it right now, trying to catch what they're playing. And it sounds like some new generation music, could be some drill music. I'm not sure. If they were playing "Talking Out the Side of Your Neck," then I can relate.
Davey Smith supposed to be our young person in the game tonight, and Davey is not saying anything. You know, 2-5 got score, 11:57 KB. Looking at the first half, Norfolk State's being paced by Chris Bankston. Bankston has 8 of the 12 Spartan points.
All 8 were dunks.
You know, you want this some more?
Well, I mean, all 8 were exciting dunks. You know, dunks with, I'm the bully on the block, I'm the bad guy dunks. That's what kind of dunks they were.
All right, back to live action. Morgan State has the ball after the timeout. This is Devonish looking to make a move, skips it near side to Ware, steps inside the three-point circle, and he knocks down the 15-foot jump shot.
I knew it was only going to be a matter of time before Ware got going.
12-7 is our score, 11:38. This is Joe Bryant walking it up for the Spartans. Gets it up top to Dana Tate. Dana Tate being pressured by Miller. Double hand off now, Christian Ings. They're trying to get Dana Tate on that left block again. Dana Tate backing down Devonish. And they're going to have a traveling call on Tate, who looks mesmerized at the official with that look.
Devonish is doing a great job with the height and the weight difference. He's handling his business down there.
So, Norfolk State bringing it up. Actually, Morgan State bringing it up on the far side. There's Devonish. Skips it up top to Granderson. Now back to where Spartans half court man to man. Near side wing is McGee. Tries baseline. Shot up, and under. No good. Loose ball was rebounded by Chambers, but he couldn't hold on to it.
Morgan State is going to have to do a better job moving forward on the offensive glass.
12-7's our score. Substitution to the contest. We'll set the lineups here for you momentarily. Morgan will inbound underneath their own basket on the left side. This is Devonish. Bounce pass as he gets it inside. Skips it back out to McGee. McGee on the near side. McGee guarded by Ware for the Spartans. McGee, right hand dribble on the lane, goes up. Shot is up and good. Nice move as he got that over the longer Chambers for Norfolk State.
Right into their man-to-man defense, full court.
Spartans walk it up. This is Ings. 12-9's our score. 10:37. Bears aren't going anywhere tonight. Chambers has it. Dribble handoff to Ings. Ings on the right side, back up top to Dana Tate. Dana Tate, long three-pointer, up no good. Loose ball rebounded by Devonish. Devonish racing up the court, being pressured by Ings. He skips it out and gets it back to Miller. Morgan being patient. This is Ware on the far side. He'll hand it off to Miller. Miller with his bounce pass inside to Big Benning. Benning double team. He dribbles with the left hand, gets it out to Ware. Ware with a bounce pass inside that was read all the way by Hawkins as he kicks it out of bounds. This ball will go to Morgan State.
Right. 7 seconds to create something.
Spartans have Ings, Chambers, Hawkins, Bryant, and Tate. Bears will counter with McGee, Devonish, Miller, Ware, and Benning. This is Ware, top of the circle, floating jump shot, no good, but he drew the foul on Hawkins. So we're going to have our first foul shots of the game. Officials have been letting them play thus far.
We knew it was going to be physical from the very start.
Dana Ware, or should I say Marcus Smart? He even has the hair like Marcus Smart. So again, if he's 200 pounds, Davey, if he's 200 pounds, I'm a $180.
We'll go with that.
Where she's 73% from the line for the season. His first shots up and good. Chris Banks into the contest for Norfolk State. Quick in and out for Jenkins.
We haven't heard much from Joe Bryant yet tonight.
No, Joe Bryant is scoreless for the Spartans. 0-2 from the field. Ware puts in a pair. And we have a 1-point contest, 11-12. Morgan with a little full court, 2-1-2 pressure. Spartans no problem breaking that. This is Ace, walks across half court. 1-point contest, 9:48. Spartans white uniforms. Morgan in their blue uniforms with the orange trim. Ings bounce pass to Chambers. He quickly skips it to the far side to Hawkins. Hawkins goes up in traffic, up under, and it counts. Nice running move as he got it out the extended arms of Miller. 14-11 is our score. Here's Devonish. Gives it to Ware. They'll reset the offense. Devonish, right there, beautiful backdoor pass to Ware as he went up on Bankston and he drew the foul on the big man. So Morgan trying to force the action, right, and they'll go back for their third and fourth foul shots here in the first half.
Well, you know, Morgan so far has shown that they're not scared of Norfolk State. That number 1 seed means nothing to them. They want no parts of getting on 95 tonight. So they're going to do the best that they can to stay in front of them on every play.
First shots up, no good. I'd like to remind you that this presentation of KRSB Network, MEAC 2022 semifinal action, is brought to you by Emperor's Cuts, the rebirth of cool. Visit them at emperors-cuts.com. Second shots up, no good. Spartans still with a 3-point advantage. 14-11, 9-12 here in the first half. This is Ings on the right side, being pressured. Ings moving it around. Chambers, top of the circle. Joe Bryant slipped to the floor. Nice slide in the first base, Mr. Bryant. Slides that one over to Bankston. Bankston trying to bang with the name who checked in for Morgan. Up to Hawkins. Nice pressure by that. Hawkins open, drives the side of the lane. This is a scoop shot is up and good. And I don't know who that is, but he smiled in front of the camera and said, "Look, Mom, I'm here." That's 4 points for Joe Bryant, Hawkins. 16-11 is our score. 8:34 in the first half. Right side is where Sparks half court man to man. He comes near side to McGee. McGee drives right into the arms of Bankston, and Bankston sent that one over to the hockey board.
Did he wave his Dikembe finger?
He should have waved his Dikembe finger. As you heard Davey with the no. We got to bring Davey in this here, man. 16-11 is our score. Fun first half. Number 1 versus number 4 here in the tournament. Winner moves on to the championship game tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern. This is where a deep three-pointer, no good, and Chambers skies to Norfolk State. This outlet to Joe Bryant. Bryant cross court to Hawkins. Hawkins drive left side baseline. Nice cutoff by Miller. Up top to Bankston. They'll reset it to Ings. Ings has the rock. He'll bring it back with 17 seconds on the shot clock. Up to Chambers. Chambers now working at a right line. Big boy play inside the lane. This hook shot from 6 feet is up and good.
What we always say, big boys doing big boy things.
Yes, he was. Set you up there nicely, KB. It's not your first broadcast.
No.
18-11 our score, 7:40 first half. This is the Vanish for Morgan. Now up to the name. Skips it back. McGee. Thought about the three-pointer. Got stepped out on by Ings. Far side wing. This is Miller three-pointer up and good.
Definitely a much-needed 3 by Morgan.
Miller with the shot from the right side. 4-point advantage. 18-14. 7-16. 7-15 here in the first half. O'Brien has it for the Spartans. It's three-pointer up and no good. Official call. And we're going to see who it is. And Morgan State's going to pick up their first foul.
It was
a technical foul call.
I think it was on Morgan's coach.
I'm not sure. Listen, I got 2 younger people with me. Somebody pull some binoculars out, see what they're talking about down there.
Double technical.
Okay. See who it is.
Looks like it's number 3.
All right, so number 3 would be McGee or Hawkins for Norfolk State. Not sure.
That was for Morgan.
Officials still talking to Coach Jones, and they bring both teams there. All right, so they bring both teams to the sideline. Double technical foul.
Everybody pleading their case.
We know number 3, Jalen Hawkins. So double technical foul on number 3, Jalen Hawkins, and Keith McGee. That was the longest double technical call. Media timeout here on the court. We will be back after this 30-second break. 2022 men's semifinal action. Spartans on top by 18-14 over the Bears from Morgan State. This is known Bodie Ray. Born in Hampton Roads, carved out of an HBCU. It's not just a clothing brand, it's a movement. Visit us at www.relentless9.com.
Reflection Design is an online retailer that specializes in unique African art, home decor, and accessories. We work directly with artisans in Kenya, Ghana, and Uganda to bring you handmade heirloom quality wall art, baskets, tableware, pillows, and more. African art can change the mood and brighten up a room. It can also tell a story, and it reflects who you are. Check out our collection at www.reflectiondesign.com. That's reflection with a K, reflectiondesign.com.
The KRSB Network, the sound of HBCU athletics. Anytime. Any Play Mobile Media Radio broadcast.
And welcome back to the Scope in Norfolk, Virginia. Orlando Hughes, Kia Bird, and Davey Smith. 18-14 is our score. Number 1 seed, Norfolk State Spartans on top of the Bears, the number 4 seed. And it's been a game, and Davey Smith joining us for the second time. Davey, can you make some sense? We had a double technical foul before we went to the break.
I missed it, and I was trying to figure it out, the double technical foul, because I was like, they must have been scrapping to get a double technical foul. They had to be pushing and shoving on one another in some kind of way. And just to segue into that, I was just watching the front court of Norfolk State University and seeing the mismatch sometimes, you know, with the big man and this and the third. And I'm paying attention to Hawkins in particular, number 3, where he's engaging the big guy when he's going to score a shot. He's going to draw the foul. So just from their court, kind of along that front court, once they get that chemistry together and they be able to attack, it's going to be a dangerous to stop Norfolk State, in my opinion, Norfolk State University.
All right, Davey, thank you for that one, brother. 14-18 is our score. Sparks will have the ball after that double technical foul. Sparks are shooting 9 of 20 from the field, 45%. Morgan 5 of 16 from the field, 31%. Tried to lob it into Bankston off of the inbound. Bankston was cut off. He gives it back to Ames. Ames with that left-handed three-pointer. Up, no good. This ball was snatched down by Grandison from Morgan State. Morgan moving right to left on your dive. With the rock for Morgan. This is the bodies. Skips it over to Grandison. Grandison far side now to Moore. We check back to the contest. Moore over to McGee. McGee and Hawkins still together. Blair drives in the lane. His shot, his shot is good, but 8 feet inside the lane.
Beautiful move, taking it right into the chest of Joe Bryant.
6:31, 2-point contest. Morgan is not going anywhere. Now moves on to the championship game. 2-3 zone being applied by Morgan. Ings has it on the far side. 8 seconds of shot clock. Off the screen. Gives it over to Bryant. Bryant goes fast into Bankston. Bankston, his shot at the buzzer, no good. Loose ball snatched and pulled down by Chambers for Norfolk State. Morgan took it away from him and now on the move. On the far side, this is Devonish. Devonish on the right side. Drives with the right hand. His shot left short. This ball pulled down and put back in by Grandison. And they tied at 18, Kibby.
Finally, Morgan State getting on that offensive glass, and it paid off for him.
5:40 here in the first half. He's spinning behind his back. Electric traffic. Now Morgan falls back into what looks to be still at 2-3 zone. Norfolk State with a bad possession last time. Let's see if they come up with. Mason comes up to the top, trying to set a screen for Eames. Nothing there. He threw it over to Joe Bryant. Bryant picks up his dribble. Here's Hawkins. 3 points from the right side. His desperation three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Chambers, and they're going to get him to the offensive foul.
Yeah.
Actually, was it an offensive foul or was it a defensive foul?
It was a defensive foul.
Defensive foul.
Yes.
There for Morgan State. That's going to be his first. So Mr. Chambers will go to the line for Norfolk State.
Well, so far it seems like Morgan is winning the battle of the pace. Norfolk State has really almost had a shot clock violation on that last possession.
The last 3 possessions.
Right.
They let the clock get down to 2 seconds before they fired up the clock.
Yeah, it kind of is opposite of how they normally like to play.
Chambers at the line for Norfolk State. His first shot's up and gets the shooter's bounce in good. On the floor for the Spartans is Ames, Chambers in the backcourt, Hawkins, Bryant, and Bankston, Grandison, McGee, Devonish, Miller, and Moore for Morgan State. Second shot's no good, and Grandison gets the rebound. And with Grandison that foul, that's his first. That's a rock. By 1. This is Devonish on the right side. His dribble hand off to Moore. Big 3-pointer by McGee. And McGee gives Morgan the first lead of the ball game.
Yeah. I watched McGee that whole play. He never stopped moving.
21 41-19, 43 here in the first half. Spartans becoming a little stationary as Morgan remains that 2-3 zone for Norfolk State's being impacted. They skip over Hawkins on the far side, now back to Inks. Pass inside to Chambers. Chambers looking to make a move, and we're going to have another foul on Granderson, and Chambers is personally picking up Mr. Granderson some foul trouble.
Yeah.
Yes, and they're doing a great job right now by attacking that paint and seeing a way to keep setting up that zone, and is opening up for them. They keep drawing the foul on the big man.
Substitutes in the contest as we set the lineups. It'll be a non-shooting foul. Norfolk State will inbound the ball underneath their own baskets.
Have we heard from Mr. Bryant yet?
I have not heard from Mr. Bryant. He is 0 of 2, 0 points, player of the year. Substitutes in the game.
Well, I guess you just answered that, KB. There it is, KB. You just heard from him.
As Mr. Bryant with the backdoor cut, his basket is up and good. 21-21 our score. First tie of the ball game. Here's a shot inside by Mr. Vinny, and Vinny picks up a foul on the Spartans. Wait to see who that's on.
I think that was Bankston.
And the way we know TV works nowadays in social media, that's going to be a meme. That's going to be a meme. Bouncing the ball off the back and putting it in the hoop. It'll go viral, I believe.
It was very Harlem Globetrottish.
Yes, it was.
Vinny will be at the line. Bankston picks up his second foul. First shot up by Vinny, and it was just about maybe 2 feet short of everything. And airball.
The band is telling them the basket's that way.
Wow. Mr. Vinny, yeah, he's hearing it from the Spartans. And the second one is nothing but cotton, if I would take it throw back. With a 1-point advantage, 22-21. 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Morgan half court, 2-3 matchup zone. Spartans on the left side with Mr. Bryant. Bryant hanging around. Brings it off now to Anderson, who comes as a contest for the first time from the state. All right, nice move. No way to go. Excellent defense by Morgan. Anderson tries baseline. Skips it over Dana Tate. It is stolen by Keith McGee. Keith McGee's on outlet to Miller. Miller on the left side. Back up top to Morgan. Deep three-pointer, no good. This one comes down to nothing but fair. They brought it up again by Morgan State. No good. This ball pulled down by Tate, but we have a foul on the play.
It also looks like we have a Morgan injury.
He ran to the sideline and laid down. Big crabs tied on the floor. We'll be back after a 60-second break. You're listening to MEAC Basketball here on the KRS Network. Witness 930 break. And welcome back to the 2022 MEAC semifinal action between the Bears of Morgan State University and the Spartans of Norfolk State University. 22-21, Morgan with a 1-point advantage. They are making things happen. Just looking at the team highs, Chris Bankston with 8 points, KB. Joe Bryant with 4. You called him out, and after that, he decided to go on a little 4-point run just for you.
Just for me.
Just for you. And you talk about Keith McGee, who went down and he was cramping, and it is a cramp as they're rubbing that left leg. He has 5 points for the Bears. Grandison has 4. We have a ball game.
As we expected, this is going to be a battle, 40-minute battle.
After that time out, Spartans will have the ball. They'll inbound from Morgan State's basket to our left.
You know, we have to talk about the zone that Morgan is showing Norfolk State.
Here's a full court 2-1-2. Norfolk State, no problem breaking that one as they throw it over to Anderson, who lays it back to Joe Bryant. Bryant, top of the key. Morgan will stay in that 2-3 zone. As KB said, it's been impacting the Spartans on their last 5 possessions. Joe Bryant throws it Dana Tate. That's a layup for Dana Tate, but he missed it from the top of the foul line. Loose ball comes down to Devonish. Devonish races up. Gives it over to Moore. Now back to Devonish. So 2-3, going left, right, left, right, left, right. Got a foul call underneath, and that's going to be on the Spartans. That foul's on Chris Ford. He's a backup big man to Grandison for Norfolk State. Bankston, for Norfolk State. Bankston has 2 fouls, so he has to go to the bench. 2:58 here. Spartans trailing by 1 point. Morgan inbounding underneath their own basket as they get inside to the big man, and Devonish misses a running layup from 6 feet. Loose ball by Tate. Over to Joe Bryant. Bryant walks it up. Morgan staying in that 2-3 zone. 21-22 is our score. Bryant off the screen by Bankston. His up and under layup was nice. And KB, you're a fortune teller. All right, so this is several games. MEAC, CIAA. You call out a player, and they just go on a tear.
Yeah.
Deep 3-pointer by Morgan by Burke, and it is good. 25-23, 2:15 remaining here in the first.
Back and forth we go.
Joe Bryant, top of the key. Still facing that zone. On the near side is Anderson. Norfolk State has to move the rock around. Joe Bryant, deep 3-pointer, top of the key, no good, and it's pulled down by Miller for the Bears. Miller gets it over to Moore. Now Moore drops it off to Devonish. Devonish back to Miller, and we got an offensive foul on Miller, and that will be his first foul.
That seemed a little bit like an early whistle to me.
It definitely seemed like an early whistle. Both teams with 5 team fouls apiece here. Substitutions into the contest. We'll set the lineups in just a moment. Why set the lineups? Here comes another sub from Morgan State.
Both teams keeping in fresh legs.
Chad Vinny will go to the bench. Definitely a strategic matchup between the two coaches. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. 25-23. The number 4 Bears on top of the Spartans by 2. Joe Bryant brings it up. Bryant off the screen by Hawkins. Now gives it to Hawkins on the left side. Hawkins drives inside that lane through the shot up, and it's good as he flexes his arm, sitting down on the floor. He'll go to the line for the old-fashioned 3-point play.
Posing for the camera again.
Definitely posing for the camera. Venning comes back into the contest for Morgan. He's going to replace Grandison. Little offense for defense, or trying to keep Mr. Venning out of foul trouble. He has 2 fouls.
Hawkins so far has been doing a good job using his speed to get to the basket.
And that's what you want to do. You want to dribble into that zone. His shots up from the line is good. And Norfolk State now back on top by 1. On the seesaw, 2-1 pressure being applied by Spartans. Here's Devonish. That one. Beautiful pass. A floating Grandison. His shot was blocked by Norfolk State.
Stepped on the line.
That was Ford who got the block. Almost was able to recover that block, but he stepped on the line, as mentioned by my partner. Morgan will inbound the ball on the far side baseline underneath their own basket. This official, if he comes to the scores table and reads another book from I love my officials, but that one official, it took him 5 minutes, literally, to tell us the double technical foul.
I believe is he the head referee?
Here's the inbound pass to Ware, three-pointer up, no good. And the board was skied by Moore for Morgan. Outlet to Burke, three-pointer, no good. And it's pulled down by Venny. Morgan will bring it out and reset. They're down by 1. 68 seconds to go here in the first half. Morgan, right to left on your dial. This is Moore. Actually, Devonish with the ball. Now Moore, his three-pointer left side, in and out. And the loose ball comes down to Hawkins. Hawkins ahead to Joe Bryant. And Joe Bryant's going to call a timeout. We'll keep it here. Spartans up top by 1, 26-25. Semifinal action, KB. We didn't pay anything, but we definitely getting our money's worth.
Yeah. I'm not mad. I wasn't doing anything. Did you have plans?
I did not have plans. This game, I mean, you look at Norfolk State, they're shooting 43% from the field, 12 of 28. Morgan's shooting 9 of 28, 29% from downtown.
Right.
Norfolk State has yet to hit a three-pointer, and they're a three-point shooting team. Turnover situation, Morgan has 6 turnovers, Spartans with 9, but Norfolk State 9 points off of those 6 turnovers by Morgan. 1 point advantage, 50.4 seconds. I got nothing to say.
Yeah, well, you said it. I mean, you did a great job. This is everything that you said was true. And these two teams, are, again, not strangers. So they know exactly what to expect from one another.
Spartans will have the ball after the timeout. They'll inbound right in front of the Morgan State bench. They'll come out with Hawkins, Bryant, Anderson, Tate, and Ford. This is Joe Bryant, top of the key. Flips it over to Anderson. Skips it over to the left side. Little motion offense. Dana Tate with the screen. Joe Bryant broke that one, dropped it off to Ford. Ford goes up and under. Left-handed hook is good and extends the lead to 3. 28-25. 30 seconds here in the first half. And now Morgan will come across half court, and they will make sure they use all the timeouts.
Yeah, Ford doing a great job using that baseline.
I thought he could have took it straight up, but nice move. Dribbled into his man, put the left-hand layup up, and it was good. This crowd is too quiet, though, for this game to be as exciting as it is. This is Norfolk, Virginia. It's not like it's somewhere we're not familiar with,
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot was more exciting when I came through.
I mean, 28-25, Davey. Both teams have been playing a great game. Hats off to Morgan by switching to that 2-3 zone, and it's really affected Norfolk State.
Yes, and then I also noticed that Norfolk State put a press on Morgan when they were coming back down court. So it's going to be a defensive game.
28-25. Morgan gets it in. This is the Devonish. Shot clock is on, 3-second difference. Devonish way up. Spartans look like they're in a half court, man to man. Now Devonish starts to make things move. Brings it over to the left side. Hand off to Moore. Moore dribbling around, being pressured by Anderson. Moore picked up his dribble. Skips it to Burt. 3 seconds on the shot clock. His jump shot up from the corner is good by Moore. And Moore profile. Here's Joe Bryant. His shot at the buzzer. No good. And so after 20 minutes of action, the score 28-28.
Yeah, that last 3-pointer was a money ball.
This is going to be an exciting second half. Make sure you keep it close. I'm out of breath, KB.
Well, you know what? That's okay because it's halftime.
Definitely halftime. Making it happen, so leading scores first half, you got Burke, who had 6 points. Bankston had 8 points. Dana Tate with 5.
Right.
Great job of both coaches coaching this one. Number 4 seed, number 1 seed. Winner goes to the finals tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock. Let's step away for our halftime show. You are listening to the KRSB Network. Listen, play a high chips from Deuce. Deuce and chips. Something's wrong. From Deuce. Constantly strives for academic excellence before their institutions.
The KRFP Network, the sound of HBCU. Any global media radio broadcast.
And welcome back to the second half action here. MEAC semifinal action, 8-28 our score, KB. We have been going back and forth. Sate will have the ball now. (28-28) our score, second tie of the ball game.
So the first punch.
This is more in the inside wing, put a half or 2-3 zone. That fall into a man-to-man. Actually, he's still with it. Here's Cheney. Far side is on. Or good by Tate, and did not get that shot off. So Norfolk State with their 2-3 zone say, hey, if you want to play it, we can play it too.
That time the Bears a little too patient.
28-28 opening minutes here in the second half. Our leading scorers for tonight, Chris Bankston with 8 points for the Spartans. Dana Tate with 5. Burke has 6. Morgan Grayson has 4 points for more. On the floor for the Spartans, Hawkins, Bryant, Jenkins, Tate, and Bankston, Devonish, Miller, and Woods, Venning, and more. Here's Dana Tate in the lane, running layup, and he's going to get a shot up and good, and he goes hard to the floor, still on the floor, as Coach Rob Jones comes over and walks. That foul's going to be on Venning, and Venning's a big man to be running into, KB.
Yeah, he sure is. And Dana Tate is no small guy. But.
You had 6'10" versus 6'7", but Venning is, as Tate is up to a sound of applause from the Norfolk State faithful, but we said Venning is all of 260 plus.
Yeah, pretty sturdy.
Actually, I want to know who does the weight at Morgan State, because Venning is not 260. Davy's about 250, 260. No disrespect, Davy. He's 6'10".
6'10". 260.
That's what they say. That's what
he might be 275.
Yeah, that's what.
He looks like an offensive tackle.
So Dana Tate goes, and Dow Anderson will come in to shoot the foul shots. Anderson, the junior from North Chesterfield. Dana Tate, the redshirt junior from Boston.
I hear his mom is here from Boston visiting. She's been here for a couple of weeks to support him.
Listen, that's Mama love. You understand that, Mama?
I sure do. I sure do.
And I guess due to the injury, they had to take him out the game when I was shooting.
So Bankston at the line. Actually, no. So it was a foul, not on Tate, but they push Bankston. Bankston shoots the one shot, and he converts a three-point play. 31-28, 2-2-1 full-court pressure being applied by Norfolk State. Morgan breaks it, his seventh Woods. Now he gets it back over to Devonish. Spartans come back to that 2-3 zone. Top of the circle is Devonish. 31-28, 18-30 here in the second half. On the near side, here's Devonish looking to make a move. Throws it inside the fitting. Met Mr. Bankston at the apex, and that shot was sent backwards. Another block by Norfolk State and Jenkins, and that's the second shot clock violation on Morgan to open up the second half.
Not the start that they were looking for.
So Dana Tate back into the game.
Came down on that hip. You can tell he's sort of favoring it still.
Listen, if we came down on our hips right now, call the paramedics, please.
Take me directly to the emergency.
Exactly.
Not pass up.
Joe Bryant at top of the key for the Spartans. Morgan half court man-to-man. Joe Bryant pulls up from the tee. Shots up, no good. But we have another foul call, and we have a foul on Morgan. And that's going to be on Devonish.
Push from behind.
That's the second team foul here in the second half. Tate with no foul. Spartans leading by 3, 31-28. 2022 MEAC semifinal action. Spartans have it. This is Bankston, gets it up to Bryant. Bryant's being pressured by Moore. Bryant dribbling the lane. Now he's backed out. Bankston comes up for the high screen. Bryant dribbling behind his back again. Had the ball stolen from him by Vinning.
Great defense by Morgan.
Moore gives it over to Seventh Woods on the left side. Woods left all alone. Spartans recognizing that Moore is a three-point shooter. On the near side lane, this is Devonish. Devonish lost the ball and is picked up by Jenkins for the Spartans. Spartans come up quickly. Here's Hawkins on the right side, working on Seventh Woods. Backs him in, goes up on Vinning, and Vinning gets in there for a block.
Morgan State has had 4 possessions where they come up empty.
That's the 5th block by Morgan State in tonight's contest. Norfolk State, we figure Bankston has 4 of their own. More Bankston with 3. Jenkins had that 1 on the previous play. They wipe off some little precipitation on the floor. Back to action. Hawkins has it. Now Dana Tate left open. Tate backs in from the foul line. Step back. The little dirt move, no good. Gets his own rebound on the right side. Dribbling behind his back. He throws over to Jenkins. Jenkins will bring it back out to Hawkins and reset with 13 seconds on the play clock. Now back to Tate. Tate trying to back his man in. Nice turnaround hook is smooth. And Dana Tate had some words as he put in that basket. Dana Tate now with 8 points, 33-28. Devonish moving around, and we have a call.
Dana Tate has been taking advantage of that mismatch all evening.
Foul on Dana Tate. That's going to be his first foul, team's first here in the second half. Morgan will inbound the ball far side baseline underneath their own basket. Seventh Woods initiates the offense. He throws it up top to Devonish. Devonish right hand dribble at the top of the key, guarded by Joe Bryant. Spartans now in a 2-3 zone. Morgan looking like Norfolk State in the last few moments of the first half. Seventh Woods three-pointer up, an air ball picked up, loose ball smashed on the glass by Miller, but the way to stay with it as he got his rebound and put it up over Bankston.
Yeah.
33-30, 16-20 for the half. Norfolk State on top. Bryant comes over to the left side. Will hand Hawkins down to Chambers. Actually, Jenkins, excuse me. Jenkins passes inside to Bankston, and Bankston with the move on Mr. Vinning. And big folks doing big people things. Look, he went over, Davey said 275, and Mr. Bankston with a professional move, and it was a mouse in the house.
All the way upstairs.
Vinning picks up his 3rd personal foul. And Chris Bankston making things happen. He has 11 points to lead the way for the Spartans.
He's having an amazing game.
He converts on a 3-point play. Spartans on top by 6, 36-30. 16 minutes. Morgan left to right on your dial. On the far side, this is Burke, who checked into the contest for Morgan. Morgan has Burke, Devonish, Miller, Vinning, and Moore.
Coach Jones very animated on the sideline.
Here's Devonish, drives in and shot off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Tate. Tate to Joe Bryant. Little nice ball handling by Joe Bryant. He brings it out and resets on the left side. Now dribbling off the high screen by Dana Tate. Trying to shake Devonish. Dana Tate wide open, left-handed three-pointers up. And just listen to the crowd and you find out the results on that one.
Could this be the turning point for Norfolk State?
39, 30, 15, 20 here in the second half. Devon is looking to the sideline to his head coach for a call.
I guess he thought he was going to call a timeout, but he wants him to play through it.
Burke fires up his three-pointer on the left side, and he answers Dana Tate, and it's good. Here's a quick outlet to Jenkins. Jenkins was cut off by Burke. Now Burke steals it from Jenkins. His outlet pass to Moore. Moore goes up, and he'll lay it in. 5-0 run by Morgan State to answer the Norfolk State three-pointer, KB.
They needed that response because it looked like for a moment it was getting ready to get out of control.
14-44. Let's not safely say, when you say, could this be the moment? I could say, no, it's not the moment yet.
I don't think so.
Not the moment yet if you're a Spartan fan.
Well, after that Bankston dunk, Morgan State looked a little shook, but, as we said, it's March Madness, MEAC basketball. Anything can happen.
39-35 tied out on the floor. 2022 MEAC Tournament semifinals here on the KRSB Network. We'll be back after the 60-second break. Born in Hampton Roads, carved out of an HBCU. It's not just a clothing brand, it's a movement. Visit us at www.relentless9.com.
Everyone loves representing their HBCU. Let us show you how fly foods you feel like a date. For the best selection in HBCU apparel, visit flyclothesapparel.com. Live fly.
Reflection Design is an online retailer that specializes in unique African art, home decor, and accessories. We work directly with artisans in Kenya, Ghana, and Uganda to bring you handmade heirloom quality, baskets, table, pillows, and more. African art can change the mood and brighten up a room. It can also tell a story, and it reflects who you are. Check out our collection at www.reflectiondesign.com. That's reflection with a K, reflectiondesign.com.
The sound of HBCU Play Mobile Media Radio Podcast.
Final action, first game. Kia Terrell and Davey Smith, and we are breaking Davey Smith in. For those of you who don't know, Davey Smith's a football guy. We placed him to the right of to make his. So Daddy Bird, your baby girl is saved. Two men are protecting her.
That's right.
Right? And then we even have Terrell Dupree, who's supposed to be working the sideline, is up here in the booth with us as well. 39-35 our score. Sparks on top 5-4. And what a grown man move by Mr. Bankston.
Mr. Bankston.
Sparks on a trend now, right now. 3 of 3 on the floor of their last 3 possessions. They'll be inbounding the ball far side baseline. They come out with Hawkins, Bryant, Jenkins, Tate, and Bankston. Burke, Devonish, Miller, Venning, and Moore for Morgan State.
We haven't heard much from Ing tonight.
No, we have not. This is Dana Tate has it. Now skips it near side to Joe Bryant. Morgan State now half court, man to man. Bryant shot up in the lane from 8 feet is good. 41-35. Joe Bryant starting to heat up with his 6th point of the contest.
That move was much like Hard. He went in with his chest first.
Joe Bryant's a nice player, KB, but do not compare him to Harden. Miller answers with a 3-pointer for Morgan State. Don't even say anything.
Okay.
41-38. Norfolk State on top of Morgan. I can't.
See?
Joe Bryant on the right side, skips it off Hawkins, driving left side baseline, goes up over top of Miller, and he lays it in 43-37.
Again, Hawkins using his speed on that baseline to get what he wants.
Morgan comes back. Sparks still in that zone. Here's a pass aside to Grandison. Nice left-handed hook. And we are getting a little action. 43-39. 13-25. Here's Joe Bryant. Moving left to right on your dial. Trying to back down Burke. Morgan refuses to go back to that 2-3 zone, which it was so effective in the first half. Joe Bryant's jump shot over top of Burke from 6 feet is off the glass and good.
Yeah, you post as well.
As Ricky King, our late colleague, used to say with the sweet kiss. 45-39 Norfolk State. Three-pointer is up by Moore, and Moore puts Morgan into three. He's limping as he appears to be cramping up. Trying to get the officials' attention. They are not recognizing it.
They might want to get him some electrolytes. That's the second time tonight.
Yeah, probably some Pediasure. Data take jump shot from 17 feet. No good. Loose ball pulled down, and Norfolk State recovers it. And it was poked away. And we have a timeout on the floor. No, they got to get more to the sideline. Ware will come into the contest for him. He needs to get definitely some electrolytes. I tease the young man, said Pediasure, but
I don't think he's that.
45-42. Spartans on top by 3. That was a quick timeout just to get an injured player.
Yeah.
So Burke brings it up. Actually, this is Devonish for Morgan. Spartans half court, man to man. Here's the steal by Norfolk State as they took that one from Burke. He actually gave it to him.
McGee was in the corner begging for the ball wide open.
Yeah, he was. Joe Bryant, nice crossover in the lane, goes up, shot no good, but he draws a foul. And that could be either on Moore or Burke. Actually, that was Miller. Folks, forgive me for those of you listening to the contest. Again, we are sitting in the hockey press box, okay? Morgan has on their road blue uniforms, orange lettering on a jersey. Norfolk State in their white uniform, green lettering with the gold trim. But I don't have the best eyes, KB, so I'm relying on you to tell me who it is. See, I can get Jenkins because he's the one with the most hair on the head. All right. I can get Dana Tate. I know Joe Bryant, but some of these other players are a little confusing sit from his vantage point.
Well, you're doing an incredible job.
First shot by the player of the year, Joe Bryant, is good.
Yeah, speaking of the player of the year, he seems to be turning the corner, putting the game on his shoulders now.
Well, you said I haven't heard from Mr. Joe Bryant, and he says, again, Miss Kia Bird, I'm here.
Wow.
Just like he did at Delaware State, I'm here.
Well, Tom, he wants to say it to my face, he's going to have to climb these stairs.
He's not climbing. He may be young, but he ain't climbing these stairs. Joe Bryant converts both foul shots. Spartans on top, 47-42. 12:05 here, second half. Orlando Hughes, Kia Bird, Davey Smith, and Terrell Dupree. Here's a shot by Grandison from 16 feet, and he connects. 47-44. Full court pressure being applied by Morgan. Norfolk State upon breaking that one. They throw a nice dunk to Ashley Bankston. And Bankston has 14 points, and they are all dunks, KB.
All dunks. I love it.
Both teams are hot. Norfolk State has scored on 7 of their last 8. Morgan has scored on 6 of their last 6. Inside, actually trying to get it inside. That was Grandison. Shot was cut off. Here's McGee. Nice pump fake. Skips it to the corner. Out the Ware. Three-pointer from the left side. Up, no good. So there goes that streak. Loose ball was pulled down by Burke for Morgan.
We need to hit that offensive glass.
McGee tells his team, slow things down. Norfolk State in that 2-3. Morgan moving the ball, stretching Norfolk State out. Ware, three-pointer on the left side, no good. Loose ball pulled down by Morgan. They swing it out. Another three-pointer on the left side, and it's up and good.
No, we're old school, but I saw 2 missed opportunities for layups to get it out to the 3-point line.
I'm not going to say we're old school, but we saw that basketball from a different vantage point.
Okay.
2-point contest, 49-47. Both teams have been hot here the last few seconds. Here's a block by Grandison. He tried to throw it out to Ware. Ware wasn't waiting. Turnover on Morgan. Norfolk State will have the rock. Coach Jones tells his team slow things down. Clapping his hands is McGee, waiting for Ings. Ings, right-hand dribble. Dribbles into a man. Loose ball goes down to Joe Bryant. Bryant double team on the right side, gets it back out to Ings. And Ings is going to be called for traveling. Turnover on Norfolk State, 10-29 KB.
Yeah.
I mean, both teams are heating up. And just looking at their stats, Norfolk State shooting 50%, 21 of 42 from the field. Morgan State's 18 of 44 for 41%. And for the three-pointers, Norfolk State's only hit 1 3-pointer this entire game.
Yeah, well, it's the zone. It is the zone. It's slowing them down. They're not getting to the basket the way they want to, and they're really not shooting well from outside.
But I know we broadcast for all MEAC teams, but that Morgan State mascot has a big old giant head.
Well, I like him up.
He has a big old giant head. No, he has a big giant head. It is, you talk about old school. It's not Smokey.
It's not smoking. Of course it isn't.
We're keeping it here during a commercial timeout. 49-47 is our score. Orlando Hughes with no sense. Kia Bird, Davey Smith was shaking his head at me. Stop it, Davey.
I got a little bit of sense. I don't know about it.
And Terrell Dupree, KRSB Network presentation of the 2022 MEAC semifinal first game of the night, KB. Number 1 versus the number 4.
Yeah.
We have had nothing but action tonight. Definitely action here in the second half.
This is a very subdued crowd.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not that. I'm enjoying this contest.
I am too.
So I mean, it's full on this side. It's much green and gold on this side. The other side, I'm starting to see a lot of crimson and gray, and we know who that stands for. That's the number 3 seeded North Carolina Central Eagles, and they'll be taking on the Coppin State at 8 o'clock. Well, not 8 o'clock because it's 7:30, but a little bit after 8 o'clock. We'll be calling that
like
game.
8 o'clock.
Yeah, something like 8 o'clock. For CP time. So 49-47's our score. We cannot complain. But that second game, I mean, KB, what are we looking for in that game? Number 7 versus number 3, because the number 2 seed in this tournament has been eliminated.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard to tell because it's all or nothing for all of these teams that are in this building tonight. So I expect another, intense back and forth battle in the second one, North Carolina Central against Coppin State.
Morgan State will have the ball after that timeout. They come out with Grandison, Burke, Devonish, Ware, and Moore. Spartans with a little pressure. Ware brings it up. Actually, Burke brings it up for Morgan. Spartans now half-court man-to-man defense. This is Dana Tate. Guarding Burke. Burke dribbling between his legs, kicks it out to Grandison on the near side. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Moore now with the rock for Morgan. He's guarded by Dana Tate. Inside to Grandison. Grandison up under, and he hits the layup, and we are tied again, 49-49 with 9:37.
Moore all night playing with his back to the basket is doing a great job.
That's Moore. That's his 8th point of the contest. Jenkins now throws it over to Brian. Brian on the near side for the Spartans. Morgan stays in a half-court man-to-man. Dana Tate stops, pops, top of the line. And we talk about seeing Dana Tate at Delaware State, and he has a sweet touch for a big man.
Yeah. Dana Tate was the reason Norfolk State was able to pull out of that Memorial Hall with the win.
52-49. Granison for Morgan, working on Jenkins, skips it far side. Burke thought about the three. Hawkins closed him down quickly. Here's a bounce pass underneath. Nice up under move by Devonish.
Beautiful ball movement.
52-51. Hawkins racing the other side, misses the shot. Loose ball, nearly jammed home by Chambers. No good. And Chambers is going to be fouled by Devonish.
You know who would have jammed that home, oh?
Oh, yeah. The man who has all points off of Jams. No doubt about that one. That's Mr. Bankson for Norfolk State. That foul on Devonish. That's the team's 16th foul, of the second half. Norfolk State only has one foul, so close ball game.
Yeah.
53-51 as Hawkins converts on his first. The redshirt senior from the Bronx, New York. 8:46. Let's pay attention to this team foul situation. Morgan gets their 6 with 8:48. Hawkins converts on both shots, 54-51.
Calm, cool, and collected at the line.
1-2-2-1 pressure by Norfolk State. This is Burke with the ball for Morgan. Burke directing traffic. Spartans will now fall back in a half-court 2-3 zone.
Spartans tried to use that press to speed this Morgan State offense up.
Here's Granison. Granison trying to make a move on Chambers. In the lane, shot off the glass, no good with the left hand. Norfolk State with the long outlet. Hawkins other way, lays it in. Nice ball movement by the Spartans. 56-51. We know these two teams don't like each other. They split the regular season matchup. Spartans winning by 20 here in Norfolk. Morgan giving the Spartans their biggest defeat in the MEAC this season, beating them by 9 in Baltimore. Here's a shot by Devonish, blocked by Hawkins, whose ball nearly pulled down by Chambers. The official saying went off of Chambers. Right. So it'll be Morgan State ball. Timeout on the floor, 56-51, 7:52. We'll be back to the scope here in Norfolk, Virginia. You are listening to the KRSB Network.
Reflection Design is an online retailer that specializes in unique African art, home decor, and accessories. We work directly with artisans in Kenya, Ghana, and Uganda to bring you handmade heirloom quality wall art, baskets, tableware, pillows, and more. African art can change the mood and brighten up a room. It can also tell a story, and it reflects who you are. Check out our collection at www.reflectiondesign.com. That's reflection with a K, reflectiondesign.com.
Relentless 9 clothing brand. Born in Hampton Roads, carved out of an HBCU. It's not just a clothing brand, it's a movement. Visit us at www.relentless9.com.
Everyone loves representing their HBCU. Let us show you how Fly Foods can help you feel like a date. For the best selection in HBCU apparel, visit flyfoodapparel.com. Live Fly.
The KRSB Network, the sound of HBCU athletics. Anytime. Any Play Mobile Media Radio broadcast.
And welcome back to the scope. Orlando Hughes, Kia Bird, Terrell Dupree, and Davey Smith. 56-51 our score. We're staying on top of Morgan State by 5 points, 7:52 in the second half. And KB, we have up in the booth.
Who's the imposter?
I don't know. Some people call him Deuce. Some people call him Rel. We just call him Uncle Rel.
I like Tidewater Terrell.
Oh, Tidewater Terrell in the booth, joining us here. You know, on Tidewater Terrell time, but that's okay. On
Frozen cups and hot chips.
That's right. Frozen cup, pop chips. Make sure you take that one. Ware lost the ball, dribbled it off his leg, and it's going to be a turnover on Morgan State. That's not the way you come out of a timeout, KB.
It's not.
That turnover on Morgan will be their 10th. Spartans have 8 turnovers of their own. Dana Tate with the rock, guarded by Ware. Half-court man-to-man, Tate right-hand dribble going up against Ware. And as you say, the imposter that plays like that guy from Boston. What's his name again?
I think his name is Marcus Smart.
Yes, Marcus Smart Jr., a.k.a. Ware from Morgan State. Great defense. Knocks the ball out of bounds.
And we have to note Bankston is now back.
And then that's several players that we saw on both teams sliding on that far side coin. Here's Brian with a nice spin move as he was going to the lane, reversed his pivot, and went and drew the foul on Burke from Morgan State. So now 7:29. Morgan State has now put Norfolk State in the bonus situation with the 1-1.
That's dangerous. That's dangerous. Norfolk State is a great foul shooting team, and putting them on the line is just racking up points. Not a good thing for Morgan.
Norfolk State shoots 74%, and here's the best foul shot shooter in all of the MEAC at 92% at the line, shooting a 1-1. Actually, 2 shots because he was molested on his arms with a turnaround jump shot.
Not molested.
Oh, he was molested. He was molested.
Just makes it sound weird.
Stranger danger. Joe Bryant at the line, takes his time. First shot's up and good. 57-51, 7:29. Bryant comes to the line again for his second shot.
Take your time, Mr. Bryant. We got all night.
Yes, he definitely has watched Giannis as he took his time. 1 of 2 from the line. Spartans on top by 6, 57-51. Morgan coming up. This is Devonish. Far side. Here's a shot by Burke. No good. Loose ball snatched down by Tate. Here's the outlet to Joe Bryant. Joe Bryant in the lane. His shot off the glass. No good. And he draws the foul on Moore. Moore is throwing both hands up saying, I was standing here.
Yeah, but now you see Norfolk State is turning on the Jets. They're getting out and running.
Yeah, Joe Bryant forcing the action. Nice move. That could have been a foul on Venning as well.
Back to the line we go.
Bryant was 1 of 2 from the foul line. Spartans are 9 of 11 tonight from the foul line. Morgan State's only taken 6 foul shots, Katie.
That's not a lot. Do you think it's a home team advantage?
Well, if you wear orange and blue, you would definitely say it's a home team advantage. If you wear green and gold, you would say no. We wear neither, so could be. As Bryant connects on his first. 58-51. Mesmerized by this crowd. I don't know what they're watching, but they're very quiet for this ball game. Bryant converts on 2, 59-51. Here's a 2-1-2 four-court pressure. Morgan picking up backcourt. Near side, this is Burke. Burke lays it off to Finney, who will jam it home with one hand. He took off outside the key, and the big man flushed it in. 59-53. 6:51 here. This is Jennings for the Spartans. Now kicks it out to Tate. Tate, left-hand dribble, knocks his man down, and he's going to pick up a foul. And the officials
threw that shoulder into him.
Oh, you're going to call an offensive foul on Tate.
Yeah.
And that was the right call. It was the right call, as you say. The softball drew the foul. Coach Jones doesn't agree. As they had his face on the big screen, and he was saying something. So 59-53, 6:45. They're wiping this moisture off the floor.
Yeah, we just saw the replay.
So Dana Tate has 14, Chris Bankston with 14, Brian has 13, Hawkins with 13. So Norfolk State with a balanced attack. Leading scorers for Morgan, Burke has 12 points. Here's Morgan, far side. This is Moore. Thought about the three-pointer, not there. They reverse it around over to Burke. Here's a shot blocked by Tate. Battle for the loose ball, controlled by Joe Bryant. Long outlet to Hawkins. Hawkins goes up in traffic, and he's going to be fouled as Hawkins had to be pushed against the backdrop of the basket because Hawkins looked like he was about to step to Mr. Moore.
A little East Coast swing.
I don't know. You got a guy from Baltimore, a guy from the Bronx. And they're going to call a flagrant foul on Moore.
Flagrant, wow. To me, it looked like he went for the ball. I don't know if that would be considered flagrant, but.
Ooh, okay, so flagrant foul or more. I don't necessarily agree with that one.
I don't either. It looks like he went for the ball.
He went for the ball. 59-53. Let's go back to 7:45. And Kia Bird said, is this a little, Mama Stew in the kitchen?
That's right.
Could be. Hawkins hits the first.
Here we go with these foul shots.
60-53. If you're Morgan State, you have to get things in order. You have 19 fouls to only 2 from Norfolk State.
Right.
Hawkins puts in a pair. 61-53. 8-point advantage by Norfolk State, their largest lead of the contest. Spartans have scored on 9 of the last 11 possessions. Inbounding underneath the basket because it was a flagrant foul. This is Bryant. Gets inside to Tate. Tate on that right side. Up to Hawkins. Three-pointer up from the key is good.
Big time. Big time.
So Hawkins with a 5-point possession off of that foul. 64-53. Spartans with their largest lead. There's a crowd. They had to go up by double digits to get loud.
Oh, that's what that.
And we had a foul on the other side. We're going to see who this one is on.
Was it a shooting foul?
No, they're going to get Bankston for banging underneath with Venning. That's going to be Bankston's 3rd foul. Timeout on the floor. Actually, no. The official telling the Norfolk State bench to zip your lips like a 3rd grade teacher. All right, you said that. Now this is the one official that makes sure when he gives a call, he writes a dissertation and having some words at the scores table. I'll leave the official alone. I'm sure he's a nice gentleman.
He seems lovely.
Yes. 64-53. Orlando Hughes, Kia Bird, Terrell Decree, Davey Smith III. Having fun.
Everyone else is lined up. It's the only.
Took 2 officials to say it was a foul on Chris Bankston.
Goodness.
We could see that all the way up here.
I kind of heard it.
On the floor for Morgan, Burke, Devonish, Miller, Venning, and more. Spartans with Hawkins, Bryant, Jenkins, Tate, and Bankston. Inbounding the ball, backdoor cut inside as Burke cut. Nearly caught Dana Tate off guard. Tate turned around and fouled him. Burke a little shaken up. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. He's kind of crouched over.
I think he took a shot to the ribs.
Isaiah Burke, the senior guard from Bowie, Maryland, at the line. This will be Morgan's 7th and 8th free throws of the contest. Norfolk State with 15 foul shots in the game, KB.
Yeah, that's a huge numerical difference.
So Joe Bryant literally turned the volume up in this stadium because he's waving his hands to get the Spartan faithful to make some noise as Isaiah's at the line for 2. First shot's up and short.
Seems like it works.
Isaiah Burke at the line has another one. We'd like to remind you this broadcast is brought to you in part by Emperor's Cut Jazz Series. The Roberta Crew. Visit them at emperors-cut.com. Emperor's Cuts. Second shot up, no good. Battle for the loose ball. Venning snatched it away from Bankston. Loose ball comes down to Jennings, and Jennings was tied up, and the officials called jump ball. Possession error will favor Morgan State.
Right.
I don't know what Coach Jones said, but I'm sure it wasn't anything that could be repeated on these airways.
It wasn't a nursery rhyme. I promise it wasn't a nursery rhyme.
Mary had a little something. Morgan inbounding underneath their own basket. This is Devonish looking to inbound, skips it way out top, nearly stolen by Joe Bryant. Moore has it. Moore gets it inside to Miller. Miller now back to Moore. Miller inside the lane, throws it inside the Venning, misses an easy layup. Battle for loose ball goes out of bounds. I thought that went off of Spartan, but they said it went out of bounds off of Morgan.
But not only that, it looked like he was fouled. Again, the refs whistle silent on the Morgan end.
5:45, Spartans lead by 11, 64-53. Team foul situation. Morgan has 19 fouls, Norfolk State with 4. Here's pressure being applied by Morgan. No problem for Norfolk State. This is Joe Bryant. Bryant driving, got bumped, throws a shot up. Loose ball rebounded by Morgan. Long outlet to Devonish. Devonish going inside on Jennings. His shot off the glass, no good. And a loose ball snatched down by Dana Tate. Joe Bryant will walk it up. 5:24, still an 11-point advantage for Norfolk State. Spartans moving right to left on your dial. Joe Bryant, top of the key, guarded by Miller. Swings over to Hawkins, now to Jenkins. Little motion offense by Norfolk State. They throw it to Bankston on the left post, on the right post. Bankston with an ill-advised pass, tipped away by Devonish. Morgan has it going the other way. McGee will reset for Morgan. Now over to Moore. Still in that half-court 2-3 zone. Crossover by McGee. Actually, it was Devonish in the lane. Got caught in the air. Ball went off of his leg. Turnover on Morgan.
Down 11 points. You can't have 5 possessions and come up empty.
Morgan, as you said, they have not scored in the last 2 minutes and 3 seconds of this contest. And they're 1 of 8 out of their last 8 possessions. They only have 1 basket.
Yeah.
So
they have to get back to what was working for them and using some patience.
Norfolk State has the ball. They're on a 12-2 run here in the last 3:45. 64-53, Joe Bryant with the ball, top of the key. Morgan half-court, man-to-man. Not understanding, KB, why they will not go back to that 2-3 zone, which is so effective in the first half.
Yeah.
Ball deflected out of bounds, so Norfolk State will have it. Into the contest for Morgan will be number 2 for the Bears, and that will be Mr. Burke. Here's a beautiful backdoor play. Joe Bryant with the layup. 66-53, 4:30 left here in the second half. Semifinal action, MEAC tournament, game 1, number 1 versus number 4. Bears have it on the far side wing. This is 7th Woods. Skips it near side. Burke, 3-pointer, no good. Loose ball comes down to Morgan. Here's a follow-up in the lane. And that was by Miller, and Miller draws the foul.
The drought is real for Morgan.
Jenkins picks up the foul, team's 3rd. Actually, that was a 3rd on Mr. Jenkins. Team foul situation, the 15th foul on Norfolk State.
Right.
So Nate Miller at the line. He's he's 1 of 3. That's how it usually happens. When you say O, they make you replace it. So O stands for Orlando Hughes, Kia Bird, Terrell Decree, and Davey Smith here on the KRSB Network in the scope of Norfolk, Virginia 2022 semifinal action. Miller converts on 1 of 2 from the line. Loose ball snatched down by Jenkins from Norfolk State. Joe Bryant racing up in the move. Beautiful Euro step. Layups up and good. 66-54. Here's Burke for Morgan. Right side being cut off by Jenkins. Burke will come back out with the left-hand dribble. Now they throw it inside. Here's Granderson. His shot no good, but he draws a foul on Dana Tate. And Dana Tate flags his Yeah. Television time out 68. Morgan State needs you need to get your water KB because they are on a drought. They have not scored last 50
one shot.
Now look for a step away from the you are listening. That's classic. He or Gary never.
HBCU. If you feel like for the best solution to you have, visit flycoach.com.
Hampton Road, cars, ECU. Not just a clean 9.
You are listening to MEAC Basketball on KRS Network.
Back scope there, Virginia, and in Houston, Creek, the Bird. Yes, okay, network in the house.
They slowed down this Morgan State offensive juggernaut, and of course they have been Morgan State that have been able to hang in contest because of their efficient three-point shooting, which they've gone away from. And you're right, Norfolk State has gone cold as of late, but defensively with Joe Bryant and the big man in the middle, they've been able to stymie this run, and they're trying to close it out here in Norfolk.
68-54, Spartans on top, 3:52 remaining here in the second half. Winner goes on to play in the championship. Tia Bird upset Mr. Joe Bryant. Somebody in his family heard you make that call in the first half. Joe Bryant, the leading scorer in this contest. Actually, 17 points. Mr. Hawkins has 18 points. Is up and good. 68-55. Working a little half-court man-to-man benefits. Joe Bryant bringing it up for the Spartans. He's being pressured by McGee. Bryant backing him down. Old school, like Magic.
Yeah, Magic.
Using his behind to back his way down the court. Here's Bryant, gets by him, shot up and good. And he draws the foul. No, offensive foul. And Seventh Woods took that charge. Joe Bryant will pick up that foul. That will be for Bryant, his first personal foul.
Tough one for Mr. Bryant because that was a beautiful move on the baseline.
Tough play. Norfolk State is still wiping the court up. So 68-55, 3:29. It's a very unstable area in that side. I mean, KB, if you're Morgan, what can you do to make the what can you do to make this game competitive once again?
Well, step one, make your foul shots.
Yeah.
Step two, go back to what was working for you in the beginning. Moving the ball around and getting the best shot. They're letting Norfolk State dictate the pace of this game right now, and the goal was always going to be to speed them up.
So they're wiping the floor. It could be the ice underneath. It's very warm in here. We know this is a dual arena. It's home to the Norfolk State Admirals, minor league hockey team of Norfolk here. Looks like we are back to action. Morgan has not scored in the last 3 minutes and 32 seconds of this ball game.
That's not going to work if they're going to pull it out.
Seven Woods brings it up, swings it over to McGee. McGee tried to throw it into Grandison, misses his shot. Loose ball pulled down by Dana Tate. 68-55, Spartans on top by 13. Ings in the contest for Norfolk State. Another ball handle for Coach Jones. Ings dribbling, kicks it back outside to Jenkins. Jenkins sets it up to Dana Tate, and Ings will come back up top. 15 seconds on the play clock. Under 3 minutes here. Ings working one-on-one with Miller. Now come to the near side, guarded by Burke. Nice behind the back. Ings in traffic. Throws up a wild shot. Loose ball snow pulled down by Seventh Woods. Morgan coming left to right on your down. Skipped into the corner to Burke. Brings it back outside. McGee, three-pointer up, no good. And Grandison clears everyone with that rebound. 2:34 here in the contest. Spartans on top by 13.
I think the crowd is sensing something. They're awake now.
Definitely sensing something. Here's Ings, top of the circle. Spartans on top by 13. 12 seconds on the play clock. Off the hard screen by Grandison. Skip to near side. Jenkins, his three-pointers up. No good. This ball be pulled down by Seventh Woods. He tried to throw it down. This ball is picked up by McGee and kicked it out of bounds. So things are starting to fall apart for Morgan.
He heard footsteps.
2 minutes and 9 seconds here. Substitutions in the contest. We'll set the lineup momentarily. Norfolk State will inbound near side baseline. This week Jenkins moving right to left when you're down. Working with a little full court pressure. They throw it inside. This is Hawkins. So Norfolk State going with 3 ball handlers. Dana Tate gets it to Hawkins. Hawkins really lost it. Now gives it back to Dana Tate. Tate keeps it, drives against his man. Shot no good. And Dana Tate picks up his second charging foul here in the second half.
He likes to drop that right shoulder.
That's the second. As Dana Tate just fouled out of the contest.
Yeah.
That's a kind of a ill-advised move for the senior from Boston, Massachusetts. Your mom came all the way down here from Boston.
Don't worry, she'll get on them later.
It took us 5 hours to get down here, so it takes 5 hours to get to Boston. Mom drove 10 hours to Norfolk. You get to hand rounding ovations, but that was an ill-advised play. 68-57, under 2 minutes to go. Morgan has Burke, McGee, Devonish, Miller, and Woods. Moving right to left when you're down. Here's Devonish. Drops it off to McGee. McGee in the lane. He's tied up with Ings, but they're going to bank Ings for a foul, and that should put Norfolk State in a penalty.
Well, I mean, even if they're going to be in a penalty, that's okay, but Morgan State has to convert on these foul shots.
Foul on Ings. At the line will be Burke. These will be his first foul shots. Actually, McGee, will be his first foul shots.
Crowd is letting him hear it.
His first shot's up and good. This is no problem. I'm a 75% foul shot shooter, so that's no sweat here. 68-56. Morgan will definitely press after this timeout. The Spartans on their own little jump, KB. They have not scored in the last 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Timeout on the floor to be Morgan. Will keep it right here. 68-57. 11-point advantage, Uncle Rel. I mean, you're the coach of Morgan. Give me a game plan.
Well, first off, you've got to get a ball handler that can handle the perimeter pressure. To get the ball and get these second and third chance opportunities, as Kia alluded to earlier in the broadcast, they're just not capitalizing. Coach has to get to the line. You got to slow the clock down. You got to knock down your free throws. There's no other way. You got to get to the line and get 3 points.
I mean, Morgan's shooting 50% from the line. They've been to the line 14 times, only converting 7. Norfolk State's 87% from the foul line. We're getting close to this last 2 minutes of basketball where they have to foul every possession of the Morgan State to stay competitive. Right? So, yeah, definitely that. Turnover situation is even. Norfolk State has 13, Morgan State with 12. Points off the turnovers, KB. 19 points by Norfolk State. So off of these 12 turnovers by Morgan. Morgan State only 8 points off of the 13 turnovers by Norfolk State.
Well, definitely lopsided numbers on that, but you know, Morgan State started off this game doing exactly what they wanted to do. It seemed like they had Norfolk State right where they wanted them in terms of pace, but Norfolk State came out of the locker room in the second half and turned the corner. And, you know, we're seeing that, you know, with this 11-point comfortable lead that they have now with just 1 minute and 48 seconds left in the game.
I mean, both teams were tied at 28. I mean, Norfolk State scored 40 points here in the second half. Morgan's only scored 29. The second half, Norfolk State shooting 65%. You talked about percentages for the game. Norfolk State's 13 of 20. Morgan 11 of 28, 39%. Both teams are in a little bit of a drought. Norfolk State has scored in the last 2:20, but Morgan has not scored in the last 5 minutes. Everything's been from the foul line.
That's huge to not score in the last 5 minutes of the game. And I mean, we have to point out again, when we left at halftime, it was tied, 28-28.
It's crazy. As we look at these things, top performance in Morgan, we got Burke with 12, Miller with 12, but Grandison only has 9 and Moore only has 8 points. So
I think what also goes unmentioned, you know, is we talked about it, 40 points in the second half. I think we don't mention Coach Jones enough and how he's able to make those second half adjustments. We harp on it, but when your team is able to turn it up after that first half, that says something about your coaching.
All right, back to action, 68-57. Norfolk State inbound on the ball, nearly threw it away. They throw it to Hawkins. He's triple team. Hawkins gets it over Ings. Now back to Hawkins. Norfolk State got to get across the line. Hawkins threw it away. Here comes Morgan, 2-on-1 break. Inside, layups up and good by Miller. And Morgan State gets a quick time out. So with that basket, 68-59, 9-point game with 92 seconds here in this contest.
I mean, you said it earlier about not giving the refs a hard time, but I counted 3 fouls on Hawkins alone in that last play.
Coach Rob Jones is 6'8", probably about 260. He got his arms moving out there in the center court. I don't want to be nowhere near him. We greeted that man at Delaware State. That's a big man.
Yeah.
And he's not happy with the officiating. But, I mean, neither coach is happy.
He's giving it to him.
It's some suspect calls. So, 92 seconds, 68-59. Men's semifinal, game 1. The number 1 seed, Norfolk State Spartans. Number 4 seed, Morgan State Bears.
Coach Jones wants to be careful.
Factor. And yeah, if you're Coach Jones, you don't need to get a technical because we had a technical double tech in the first half, you know, between who was McGee and Hawkins, right? For the way that this game has been played, I mean, they were basically shaking hands, KB.
Yeah, they were.
So,
you know, a lot of times what happens is coaches like to try to get their players riled up, get that late quarter tech or tech, you know, technical foul to get their team riled up. But you go for exactly right. Your team is up, coach, and you don't want to run the risk of being possibly ejected for the championship game. So cooler heads need to prevail at this point.
Ings set the inbound underneath Morgan's basket near side. Hawkins comes up to him. Hawkins catches it. Now gives it back to Ings. Over to Bryant. Morgan that full court man-to-man. They get it ahead to Jenkins, nearly threw him out of bounds. He's trapped in a corner, and he gets it to Ings. Ings quickly double team, and we have a foul call. Now, that's a foul. The other call was what?
That was assault and battery.
Fouls on the varnish. Coach Bryant flashes across the big monitor. And then just guess what he said. Let's just guess.
We'll need plastic surgery to remove that scowl off his face.
So the young man from Philadelphia High School to be unnamed, not a Roman Catholic high school grad or Lower Marion grad. First shot's up from the line, gets the shooter's bounce. But he went to Maria Goretti. You know, Numa Goretti.
All right.
I'd say Maria Goretti. But for those of you who are not from the Philadelphia area, it's an inside joke.
Well, look, since we're using Philly vernacular, I know what, in practice, they better work on how to beat that pressure up that press John. It's going to be a problem.
Ings 1 of 2 from the line. Loose ball to 7th Woods. Woods gives it ahead to Miller. Miller races up. Now here's Zavonish in the lane. Trap, dropped it back out to Miller. His floating shot from the line, no good. Rebounded by Bankston. Throws a dangerous pass to Joe Bryant in the corner. But Bryant is your best foul shot shooter, leading by 10, 69-59, 67 seconds in this contest.
Yeah. And the way Chris Bankston played today, I think we should call him Mr. Bankston.
Okay, well,
Mr. Bankston.
Well, maybe he took it to the bank.
Yeah. He may be taller than me, may weigh a lot more than me, but he ain't old as we are. So
Okay. All right. I got it.
nephew, you can call him nephew.
Oh, it's so dreamy though, KB.
He's definitely earned Mr. Bankson. He definitely earned Mr. Bankson. First shot up by Joe Bryant is good. 70-59. Bryant walks up. Spartans, no players on the foul line. They have all 4 players in the backcourt. Second shot by Bryant also connects. 71-59. Looking, rolls the ball up the court. It's picked up by Grandison. Grandison now over to McKee. McKee driving off the screen. Norfolk State half-court man-to-man. They swing it over to 7th Woods. 7th Woods skips it near side, and we got a foul call on Norfolk State.
Looks like it was on Bryant.
Yes, it was. That foul's on Joe Bryant. And that will be Joe Bryant's second. So to the line for Morgan will be 7th Woods. 7th Woods has not scored, Keith. I just looked at the stat line, and 7th Woods has not scored. This is a young man that came from North Carolina, then transferred to South Carolina, now finds himself at Morgan, gets his first point with 58.7 seconds in the game.
He's a bit of a nomad, huh?
Definitely a nomad. Nomad tonight. He converts on a pair. 71-61. Full-court pressure. Joe Bryant inbounding the ball. Gets it in to Ings. Ings nearly lost it. Swings to the Hawkins. Hawkins pump fakes. Gets his man in the air, and he draws a foul.
The Spartans are absolutely uncomfortable handling that full-court pressure, and they definitely will have to work on this.
Yeah, both coaches, Coppin and Central, if you're watching tonight, you saw some things that Norfolk State had problems with. We talked about it in the game we did at Delaware State up in Dover. That 2-3 zone makes these Spartans extremely uncomfortable. Hawkins misses his first foul shot. 54.6 seconds. Spartans leading by 10. It's not necessarily over, but
It's interesting.
yes, interesting for Morgan State.
It would be a struggle.
Morgan's second shot up and good. 72-61, 54.6. Norfolk State retreats half-court 3-2 zone. Here on the far side. This is the Varnish, throws up the shot, and he's going to be called for an offensive foul. Teams are in the plus situation. So no foul shot from an offensive foul. But a turnover on Morgan, and that will be their 13th turnover of the contest. 46.7 seconds here. These guys are bringing out the mop. Listen, I'm sure the kitchen at home is a little dusty because I'm not home to make sure that the kids are cleaning up. Can he come home and touch up my floor?
My guy's gonna need a chiropractor after this over with.
Yes, he will need a chiropractor.
It's just getting started. We got game 2 coming up next.
Yeah, you got to worry about that and ice underneath this court. You know, could it be becoming, you know, an issue? They're finding spots all over. 72-61, Orlando Hughes, Kia Bird, Terrell Decree, Davey Smith.
And a question also as they continue to mop up. Get Coach Jones. I mean, I know it's 46.7. He's trying to get out of here, but do you consider getting some of your starters out?
If I'd say another 15 seconds. Here's Bryant, breaks that pressure. 40 seconds. Morgan looking like they conceded.
Yeah.
They are conceding. Spurs will find themselves in the championship game. First time in 4 years, both men and women in the championship. Joe Bryant, three-pointer up, no good. This ball pulled down by Devonish. Devonish will bring it up, and they will allow him to lay it in. That's
A
good.
layup?
Well, hey, listen, they didn't play any pressure. 72-63, 14.5 seconds. Now, Deuce, to answer your question, if you're Coach Jones, you get your boys out of this contest.
Curtain call right now, and it's appropriate. You know, Spartans, again, known for their second half adjustments, you know, being and playing like a number 1 seed, but give Morgan State credit. They were tenacious from beyond the arc tonight, and it kept them in this game. Norfolk State Coach Jones made the necessary adjustments.
With HBCU basketball, we get drowned out by the pep band. Normally can't be run on the court. And sound rises in the scope, you know, and some historic things about the scope. This is the same court that one Julius Dr. Irving played at. Also, the Iceman. I think the Iceman may be here too because the Iceman is melted underneath the court. The scope, historic venue, and it's special for me because this is where I graduated from 1997.
Let's bring it back some memories.
Definitely, I had a lot of hair then. 72-63, Orlando Hughes, Kia Bird, Terrell Decree, Davey Smith, 14.5 seconds. Spartans on top. They'll inbound the ball from underneath the Morgan basket. Morgan with a subtle defense. 10 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both teams have championship game.
Well, I mean, all of these MEAC teams see each other twice a year. So there's going to be some familiarity in both contests. So, you know, North Carolina Central and Norfolk State, of course, have history. So, you know, I wouldn't mind seeing that matchup.
I wouldn't mind seeing that as well. And I've called that matchup before, right here in this building before. And I'm sure LaBelle, not taking anything away from Juan Dixon in Conference State, because they've already pulled off one upset in this tournament.
Right.
But can they pull off another one?
We shall see.
Definitely we shall see. Reflected back on tonight's game, leading scorers for Norfolk State. Mr. Hawkins with 19 points. Damon Tate with 11 boards. Joe Bryant had 4 assists. Leading highlight people for Morgan State. Burke with 14 points. Miller with 8 points. Mr. Benning was not necessarily visible in the second half, which was questionable. Burke had 5 assists to lead the way for Morgan. So our final score, Spartans move on, 72-63. Well, I love you guys, and we appreciate you.
Love you
We're going
guys.
to do it again in about 35 minutes.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good. We'll be back. So make sure you come back and join us as we have Coppin State taking on North Carolina Central right here on the KRSB Network. We'll see you in about 35.
The KRSB Network, the sound of HBCU athletics. Time. The Play Mobile Media Radio broadcast.